Uh-oh. That sounds like a voice of someone that... what happened? What happened?
Nothing happened. Well, I mean, everything happened while I was gone, but nothing happened since I came back.
Good,
really,
good.
Just really all over the place.
Yeah, there's been prison breaks. We managed to capture 3 out of the 5. 2 of them turned themselves in. And to be actually, you know, wait, I got 3 of the 5 people to turn themselves in. Holy shit!
I didn't even get these two.
Listen. Listen. Let me gloat for 30 seconds. I didn't even realize. I fucking dadded 2 of them. I called them up and I'm like, yo, motherfucking ass, like, almost got your fucking Hefe killed, and now you're running around breaking out and shit? And they're like, nah, dude. And they like fucking turned their ass into Mission Row, and then I got them processed. Boom. Back in prison. Both of them. And then the third one, I was like, listen, bruh, you know, we ain't like the LSPD, right? I'm gonna be on that ass. And he's like, hell no, bruh. I ain't going away for 11 years. So he turned himself in too. So now we just got 2 lifers remaining. It's gonna be Matthew Colby and do you remember Riker? What the hell? Some
Octave Lopez.
Yeah, boom boom. So
remember the chat we had last time in the metal detector room about affiliations and stuff?
Yes.
Brian, is this on y'all's like important list, or is like what's going on?
Is it on our important list? Like, do we care that they're broken out?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Be honest with me.
Well, I don't know. I feel like are you asking, do we, it's a very odd question.
No, more so. I'm just asking, like, as in, like, are you guys actively investigating it still, or is it kind of swept under the rug 'cause you got other work to do?
Yeah. Maybe a little of both. I mean, it's not our highest priority, no. Are you asking if you want to be involved, I guess?
Yes. Because I mean, I feel like
I knew there was something.
I don't have the jurisdiction.
I could already tell with the voice.
Do it.
You want to be?
Look, Ryan, I think I can get these motherfuckers back.
Okay. All right. I'm listening.
I just need to be able to act outside my jurisdiction. The only people that can allow me to do so is you.
So you want me to give y'all temporary deputization in order to manhunt someone?
Brian, believe it or not, and how dumb it might sound when you repeat yourself like that.
No, it
sounds. Last time Matthew Colby escaped, it worked. We got him back.
You know, in a way, Warden, I see you as my personal army. You know what I mean? And I see you as my general. Here is what I am going to do. I am going to confer with Blunt and figure out what the law states. And I want you in the interim, because this is kind of in line with the conversation that we had a while ago, which is we have joint operations specifically in this space. The problem is we haven't crossed that line yet, right? In other words, I or my other marshals have not yet, because we don't have it established, we don't know what y'all's capability is. And this isn't like a personal thing, right? You all could be very capable, but I am liable for, and the department, for anything that you do on the outside.
Yeah.
Right? And there are very strict laws on the outside. While at some level, y'all may, these are lifers, the problem then becomes, those that may get involved. Let me give you an example, right? Let's say you start looking for Colby, and you find him. And then Colby gets into a two-door sports car ridden by, JJ. Well, now all of a sudden, we may have some individual, one of the DOJ, may try to chase, and they do something that is, let's just say, procedurally wrong, legally wrong, or like culturally like inappropriate. You know what I mean? Like they pit too fast or something. Now, instead of, it now becomes a bigger problem, right? And so that's something I have to assess, and we haven't done that assessment yet. So what do you?
I understand.
So give me a proposal here, because I am actually open to this, believe it or not. However, I want to make sure it's done the right way, right? Instead of we're doing it at the last minute.
I'll tell you the way I seen it and the way I relatively really want it to be. Because I mean, it feels like it's the only good way. What I want is I want to be deputized, and I want to pick 2 of my high command that are going to be deputized as well. It's only high command. I'm not going to deputize anyone else. No one else should be involved into this realistically.
Okay.
I am well aware, at least because I used to be an officer, so I know well aware. From when I used to be an officer, I don't know if it has changed within the past.
A lot has changed.
Exactly what the SOPs are. When, like you just gave the example, when to pit. I know all of that. I know also when to not pit, unless that's changed, but I highly doubt that's been changed. But I can tell you that if this is something that will happen, realistically, yes, everyone is going to be deputized. Yes, it will fall under you if something goes wrong. But I can reassure you nothing is going to go wrong. Because even if we are deputized, they will still have to listen to my command, Because I'm the one telling them what to do, the people who are deputized with me.
So I want to make sure we're on the same page here. So I'm just being very transparent. The police force has changed dramatically since you were last law enforcement. So things like pinning and all that are not whatever you may have known in the past. It may have been valid then, but not necessarily valid now, right?
So as far as I know, I'll tell you what I know.
Okay.
As far as I know, you can't pit over, I think it's 100 miles an hour speed, which is basically what is it called? That's a high speed pursuit. So you can't pit
I really, really wish you had asked me yesterday, because BCSO was doing Academy. I'm gonna be real with you. I would have told you, y'all are going to Academy, and only if you pass Academy would I open this up, while simultaneously embedding a marshal into it. Because this sounds good, except even you cannot, like, I trust you.
I mean, you just said, right? You just said, let's say I have eyes on Matthew Colby, and he jumps into a car of another civilian. I'm not going to chase.
Okay.
I'm not going to chase. It's not my problem. I can't involve that. I just want the people. If I catch them alone, I have the right to apprehend them because I am deputized. I'm not going to touch civilians. It's not my problem. I will 3-on-1 that I've seen Matthew Colby jump into a car and the whole PD would respond. I'm not doing it. Hell no. Not my jurisdiction, realistically. But if I have the power of that jurisdiction and I see my inmate on the run, on foot, on his own, I have the right to legally arrest him because he could sue me if I'm apprehending and arresting him right there on the spot. If I wasn't deputized. But I'm not going.
I really want to do this. I do, but this is a lot of pressure that's going to be put on me, and
I understand.
No level of assurance, because I know that you are very capable, is going to make that pressure any less. I need the following from you. All right, and this is a prerequisite. This does not mean yes. This means I am down to start going in this direction, but that I cannot deputize you today, probably not tomorrow. I need a plan of action as to how, number one, we will assess training, right? That, because words aren't enough, right? I need a form of way to evaluate basic competencies, right? Because this standard, once established, would need to be consistent for future, right?
Of course.
The second is what your SOPs and expectations will be once out on the field, right? Outside the walls of Bolingbroke. And then effectively what it is what you're planning to do. And all of this is in writing in such a way that it's effectively a contract. So I'm not waking up and y'all have expanded beyond those lines, right?
Yeah, no, of course.
So I need to be able to speak to every little detail. Now, this is not a yes. In fact, I want to make it very clear. I might see this tomorrow and not be comfortable yet, right? But rather, I want you to see this as in a perfect world, we would have gotten this done and I would have clapped my hands and said, you know what, deputized, right? Lifer extraction force, whatever you want to call it. But
that's exactly what I was trying to run for. If it's set on a contract, realistically, if something goes wrong, you can sue my ass because I signed. No. Even though nothing's gonna go
it doesn't
wrong.
work like that, Warden. I deputize you. That means you are operating under my purview, and I am liable fully. And I am putting, I am taking full responsibility of you, and that, like, from a legal perspective. So, where I'm going with this is, let's start to get this ball moving and let's see how fast we can do it. But I do not want to promise anything because transparently, this is last minute, right?
Realistically, I hoped they would turn themselves in as well, but I don't expect them to turn themselves in.
Yeah.
So I got back and I noticed this, and now I'm just sitting here like, okay.
Yeah, look, I want you to be able to do this, right? However, like, here's the thing, right? The responsibility of apprehension right now is squarely on the marshals, LSPD, and the BCSO, right? However, I don't
want to say it, but it doesn't make sense to me that if a lifer is outside our walls, we can't basically touch them at any given time. It makes no sense to me, realistically.
There is no country I know of where the Department of Corrections goes and attempts to apprehend, a lifer.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true. I'll give you that one.
But I am not opposed to operatives within DOC being trained to do those apprehensions outside of the wall, right? I like that idea. However, we have to do it right? Because
if it's not right, then it's not good.
Exactly. So I want you to start building it, starting with the document, right? So it's understood. It's something that can be looked at by the DOJ, can be looked at by both high commands, can be looked at by us. And until we pass that barrier, so I want you to look at this as an opportunity to start something. And quite frankly, if we're not able to do it the right way now, then it would mean it just more further shows that now's not the right time anyways. You know what I mean? So see what you can whip up, and let's start that, and let me try to start pushing movement in that direction. So
okay, I have one more question for you, if you maybe are able to answer me this, because I've heard from DOC that they weren't allowed to know this reasoning. But can you possibly tell me what the cause of death was for Mickey O'Leary?
That is something that I don't even know. I don't want to open up. I would have a chat with the leads on that. right? And then if they're comfortable, I don't want to overstep them. You know what I mean?
Of course. Who are the leads, if I may ask? I have no idea.
It is Maeve, and it is Riker, and it is I would call them either either Aaron Carter or Riker. But they may not be able to give you that information only because of Pippa, right?
Is that a new act?
No, Pippa has been there forever. It disclosing medical information outside of active investigation is, not allowed. And, we're touching on lines that get a little, I don't know if legally you're allowed to know some of this. Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Yeah, no, yeah. Like I said, I'm also when it comes to legislation, kind of like the acts and stuff, I'm kind of confused most of the time because basically to me, it just sounds like, oh shit, I cannot know how my officer died on the job. That's, that's why I'm like, huh? But I guess if it's if it's in legislation, it makes sense.
Ask them, they can take a look. The alternative might be to do it through his family members. So
I don't know if he has.
Yeah. Warden, I got to get going. Let me know whenever that is all sorted, and I'm down to chat more on it.
I will get it situated. Thank you, Brian.
All right. Anytime. Take care. Bye. Chad, it doesn't matter if it's like a corpse. The fact is it's still a part of an active investigation. And inviting DOC into it is kind of cooked, right? So Warden wants to be involved in the apprehension of the two lifers. I'm trying to be very PR about it. They're not ready. I did sort of propose 2-3 weeks ago for sort of some joint stuff, but we need a program for them to know enough to be able to do some level of operation on the outside, and that's if they can even cross that particular barrier. I get where they're coming from. They want to be involved, but the fact of the matter is, we would be taking on their liability, right?
Yeah.
And that's including but not limited to things that they may come across along the way, and then all of a sudden you're dealing with
they would need to be
for them. It feels like apprehension. To us, it becomes a massive burden, right?
Not only that, I would question the legality of an apprehension there.
Well, they want to be deputized, which I'm allowed to do, but the problem...
Yeah. They would need to be in at that point. They are no longer DOC. They are marshals, right?
I don't particularly think that, I don't think there is... I gotta answer that probably in a bit. I'll let Luca handle that. I don't particularly... Ooh, love it. I don't particularly think that our current environment allows for deputization